Hello, my Leos. How are you guys today? It's Molly with Soul School Spiritual Guidance and Healing, and I am here with you guys today with a tarot reading and astro forecast. Okay, so if you guys want to skip the astro forecast, there is a timestamp below. Heads up, it's not a very long one. Okay. Also, things that you'll find below, information on how to book a reading, either live or recorded, whatever you guys are into. And just some information. You guys can go check out my website if you like. I don't have a lot published yet, but I have goals. I have things that have been written that need to be published. So I'll be working on my blog over the course of the next month if you guys want to check that out. Final disclaimer is that all of these readings, interesting. Pause that right there. Are collective and timeless. Okay. So the astro forecast has to do with what's going on in the planets right now. Everything else, whenever you find it, if it resonates, it's your message. But remember that your free will is the most important factor when it comes to determining your future. All right. So my job is just to kind of read some of the surrounding energies. All right. So I'm just gonna give you a preview. Strength card came out reversed as I was shuffling. So that is the card that's associated with the sign of Leo. And we're going to dig into that a little bit more. Here's your astro forecast. There's not a whole lot going on astrologically that has to do with Leo. The sun, your ruler, is doing its thing, moving 1 degree per day to get around that wheel. But otherwise, there's not a lot going on in the fixed houses either, other than Aquarius. Venus is finishing up its time in Aquarius here in the last week or so of 2024. And we'll be entering Pisces. The only other thing we really got going on in Aquarius is sort of a big deal. Pluto has entered Aquarius. Pluto's dancing around the 1st degree of Aquarius, which is opposite to the 1st degree of Leo. Okay. You're probably not going to feel a whole lot of this unless you've got a Leo placement within the 1st degree, 6 degrees or so. Okay. Maybe 7 or 8, more like 6. Okay. But if that's where your sun, moon, rising sign, any other major Leo placements are at, what you can expect from Pluto being in opposition to that placement is an invitation to do some shadow work. Yeah, deep stuff will come up. And it's really, like I said, it's an invitation. It's an invitation. There's never a requirement to do shadow work. It's something that we do in order, it's healing. It's healing. It's a path to self-love, I have found personally. So the invitation is there for you. And I've actually got a guiding question. All right. Intuitively. For those of you who this applies to, Leo, the question that you're being asked to just reflect on is, are there perhaps ways in which your pride is getting in the way of your joy? Okay. Those are keywords that are associated with the sign of Leo. You know, pride, ego, arrogance. I'm just letting you know. Okay. That's not me making judgments or anything, but it's all very much related. Leo's related. It's ruled by the sun. It's related to the solar plexus. Okay. Another aspect of Leo is enjoyment, fulfillment. Hold on. I hate when I get commercials pop up on my mystical music that I've got playing in the background. So I'm just muting that, skipping it, getting back to my druid harps. All right. Where were we? That's another aspect of Leo. Fulfillment, enjoyment, like loving life. All right. So there's an invitation to look at those two parts of yourself. Is there some way in which this is who I am is getting in the way of this is what I enjoy? There's the invitation. We have another card that's kind of slipping into the picture. So I'll transition to the reading right now. It's just sitting like right on top of the deck. Like I wish I could show you guys. It's just sliding off. It's the Tower. It's the Tower. Okay. So even if you are not one of the Leos with placements in the 1st 6 degrees or so, this is a collective message for you all. I hope you find something in it that resonates with you. All right. So this is a Tower. And this is Brienne of Tarth. showing up as strength, initially reversed, okay? This is a shift in perspective. This is a tremendous shift in perspective that I think is going to really, really open things up for you in a really good way. Let's get back into this. This is the Game of Thrones deck, and I'm just going to go ahead and keep on shuffling, see what else wants to come out of this. Eight of Swords, Brienne of Tarth again. So there's something that you're just not seeing, okay? Something you're not seeing, something that will come to light and kind of shake the foundations of things, all right? But it's something that you're not seeing right now. Oh, is that an 8? Hold on a second. Strength moves in different decks. Yeah, sometimes it's an 8, sometimes it's not. This time it's definitely an 8. And I'm just saying that because both of these cards with Brienne of Tarth are strength is an 8, and the 8 of Swords, of course, is an 8. That's 1 plus 5 plus 6. Why does this happen? I lose like the ability to use like the math part of my brain when I'm doing these readings. So that is 16. That's not quite an 8. So this tower, let's find out more about that. Let's find out more about this tower that is in store for my Leos. This is just a little baby wolf. Is something that they want me to pay attention to. Okay, Brienne of Tarth is stalking this reading. There might be like 3 cards in the entire deck starring this figure, this character, and they've all come out. Okay, let's not get too fragmented here, Molly. This is a baby wolf sitting at the bottom of this tower. Okay, so this tower is something that's been in construction for probably most of your life. Okay, something. They're just showing me like stones are just starting to tumble from the very, very top. Okay. You've been building something your entire life. And just as you start to put the final stones on top, it begins to fall down. Okay. That happens when what we are building has not been built on the proper foundation. Okay. I'm just going to put her in the Brienne of Tarth collection over here. Because the Knight of Coins is about just kind of like, in this sense, the way that it's coming up to me is just always having done things the same way. This is just all the way that I've always done it. Okay, Page of Coins, because you don't want to learn a new way. I'm sorry. Sometimes tough love comes out. Learning a new way can be very scary. We have, okay, King of Spears and the 8 of Cups. All right, but here's what happens. You realize there is a need to take action. Okay, that's what the King of Spirits is. Then the King of Wands. Wands is fire. Fire is Leo. This is you in your most fulfilled self, in your truest expression of self. Okay, Leo is the King of Wands. He's a noble leader, somebody you really, really, really look up to. But he's really, really upset that things are not the way that he thinks that they should be. Okay? Things are not the way. And I feel like, it's just, he's doing some contemplation, but I feel like he's just like also really upset. You know how Ned Stark, I don't know if you know Game of Thrones, but in the movie, Ned Stark is all about justice. And things start happening that just are not very just. Okay. Does he change the way he approaches things? No. How does that end for him? Not that well. All right. So don't be a Ned Stark. Okay. Stand in your virtues. Stand in your beliefs. Stand in what is important to you. But also, there's an invitation to learn something new, to try to incorporate something new here. All right. Because it's just, there's some situation in your life right now. It's very frustrating to you. You don't feel like there's a lot that you can do about it, but the solution is it's a shift in perspective. You're going to walk away from something entirely, okay? And it might be a pretty big commitment. It might be something that you've invested a lot of time into, okay? It might be a tower you've been building for a very long time, okay? We have the High Priestess here. which fire figures very, very prominently here, okay? Which is not true for most High Priestess cards, okay? I just got done reading for Cancer, okay? And High Priestess showed up in that reading in a very, very moony, very watery energy. This High Priestess is fire, all right? Something about a passion being ignited in you, okay? That's what this, the way that intuition, like you don't have to go seek it. Intuition is within. There's some sort of spark, some passion, some fire, some joy that's kind of hidden in you that wants to come to life, all right? And you don't have to put any thought into it. All you have to do, okay, that's interesting, is give the fire the air it needs to give the fire the air that it needs. King of Swords reversed. Interesting. Okay. This represents very stagnant thinking. Very, very stagnant thinking to me. Stubbornness. Okay. And then it shows me, I don't know. It is a spear, but it made me feel like he was holding the sword for a moment. Maybe some sort of stubbornness that's going on. You have good intentions. You have very good intentions, but there's some sort of like fire inside that you're not letting it have the air to breathe, to build, to burn. Okay. Tell me more about this High Priestess energy. What is dormant? What is wanting to be expressed at this point in time? We got jumpers. This is, okay, a Page of Swords reversed and a Queen of Cups. Interesting. What this is saying to me is that the answers aren't going to come to you by thinking. They're going to come to you by feeling. Okay? They're going to come to you by feeling. All right? The Queen of Cups here, I'm just kind of looking at the visual cues. All right. Ooh, okay. She's in some sort of prayer or meditation. To the extent that this cup is not a real physical, tangible cup. This cup is, it's perhaps an intuition, an emotion, a feeling. It's a desire, I really want to say. All right. So this is an invitation. Okay. All right. There's a lot of messages coming through. The dress that she's wearing right now is covered in scales, right? All right, and clothing represents what do we present to others, all right? So you're presenting yourself as very, okay, armored. Look, Brienne of Tarth is wearing all of this armor in every image that she shows up in, okay? So externally, you're feeling very, very armored, very shielded, very protected. But it's kind of a facade. Okay? What you're showing to others, there's an aspect of that might not be your true self. How are you going to know? You've got to listen. You've got to go in and listen. I feel like she's going in and she's having conversations with past versions of herself about their dreams that were abandoned in order to be able to wear this armor. Okay, I know it's vague, you guys. I'm speaking in code. That's how messages work. Okay, if I came up with like a really specific set of circumstances, it's not going to apply to you and every other Leo on here. But I'm reading the energy for you, and this is what I'm getting. Find a way to just like remove yourself from public view. Maybe not like permanently. Okay, or wholly or completely, but make sure you're giving yourself time for contemplation and meditation. All right, for your emotions, to actually feel your emotions. Okay, I feel almost as if there's something in you that wants, it's this cup, it's this desire, this emotion or this desire in you that really wants to be expressed. First of all, to you. Okay. But there's something about pride that's not letting you feel that. It's not letting you like acknowledge that, okay? They're letting me know this tower, this whole concept of something you've been building up for maybe years, has something to do with the way that others perceive you. It's all very external. Okay? Okay, interesting. It's like, imagine seeing somebody, the outside of their house is just so beautifully decorated, but then as soon as you walk in, things are kind of in disarray. All right? It's you're just being asked to turn inward. Okay? Really listen to and allow your emotions, your desires, your feelings, your passions. All right? They want your attention. All right. Let me talk to myself about this real quick. I've got a deck out on the table right now that I feel like it wants to talk to us, but it is not safe for work. Okay, this is my Decameron Tarot. There's a lot of nudity and explicit imagery. So, well, let's see what comes out, okay? Let's see what comes out of this and see whether or not it's safe for TV. But this is definitely a deck that's wanting to talk to you. Something that's very interesting that's coming to me right now as I'm shuffling it is that there is a theme that emerges in this deck, and I've got a card that has turned. What is this? Three of Cups. And it came out reversed. Okay. Are you potentially surrounding yourself with people that maybe match an external image that you have of yourself, rather than hanging out with people that really, really light you up on the inside? Okay. That's a question to ask. Are you hanging out with the people you think you should be hanging out with? Are you hanging out with people that you always had yourself as an idea of a certain person, and so that's who you hang out with? Okay? That's just kind of a message that's coming through right now. You might not be choosing the best companions. Okay? How is pride potentially interfering with happiness and joy in your life? That's the question that wants to be asked. Yeah. And if it's not that, like, maybe you're just not picking the wrong friends, it's possible that it's judgment from the people around you that's keeping you from truly entertaining whatever this is inside that wants your attention. The Empress. And this is a Page of Pentacles. This one doesn't have any nudity, so I can show you. It is a comical. It's body. Here's the Empress. All right. What are we to make of this? Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and get into the symbology. Both of these figures have a gentleman approaching a female from behind. All right. And this has to do with not being face to face. You're like, there's an intimacy that you're very, very afraid of, but that intimacy is with yourself. Okay. I kind of like got off on a tangent. A general theme that happens throughout this card is basically almost like they're like, a lot of the figures here have like two faces to them. Okay. Some of them are religious figures, so they have their self that they present outwardly, but then behind closed doors, they're doing very irreligious things. That is, yeah, it's a lot of anxiety. Interesting. I can't show you this image, but let me tell you about the message that's coming through. We've got Two of Cups. Okay. Don't be ashamed of how you got your joy. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Okay? Whatever this passion, this desire, this joy within you that wants to be expressed, there is a lot of concern that those around you are not going to see you the same if you were to express that part of yourself. Okay? I keep having this little, like, my little things that hang on the hanger won't stay in. Sorry. Okay? But only by expressing this thing are you going to effectively communicate your true self to others. And by communicating your true self to others, you can attract others that magnify your true self, that light up your true self. Okay? We have 4 of wands and an ace of wands and justice. Okay. With the king of cups, queen of pentacles, and the king of pentacles. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So this is actually a whole new beginning for you. When we start off this reading, sitting at the bottom of that tower, we're like, oh no, things are starting to collapse. That's really super scary. I spent a lot of time on this tower. Guess what? There's a whole new tower to be built. Don't worry. There's a whole new tower that's going to be built. All right. But that true tower only comes out of a true expression of yourself. All right. Okay. We've got a lot of these things are very phallic. Okay. And the wand is appearing as such to me right now. Okay. Here's the ace of wands. Okay. 4 of wands. When you are truly at home within yourself and with the people that surround you is when justice comes through, is when you truly step into your role as a king of pentacles, as a king of cups. What this represents to me, and I'll go back to the queen of cups, and she's praying, okay? An aspect of the queen of cups is that she does not judge what she finds within, okay? She holds space for all of her, feelings, emotions, desires, passions without judgment. And I think that's the invitation that's coming through right now. I need to grab one more deck. Alrighty. So there's all these aspects of yourself that are just on the other side of this tower moment, of this realization, okay? Wandering path, enjoy the journey. And then we have gates of triumph, success, expanse in your life. That's very much in alignment with what we're seeing there. These are, this is the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards. And I just really felt like some encouragement about this journey wants to come through. I feel like this reading really did some like bordering on tough love, which is just how the message comes out sometimes, right? Lie back, rest, and relax. Okay. Okay. To me, that just represents like literally being in a space where you got everything, like everything you want, everything. Like this is your real safe space. I was talking to Cancer about their safe space and not being talked out of it. Okay. I feel like your reading is about finding your true self, finding a true, how do I say this? Finding a way to hold space for all aspects of yourself, not just the version of yourself that you want to be, that you want to see yourself as externally, right? Because once you get there, how much enjoyment does that really bring you if it doesn't match up with your true heart's desire? Like who it is that you truly want to be, all right? I feel like you've been building whatever it is that you're working on, you've been building it for a very, very, very long time. And it might just be your sense of self. All right. Your sense of self, like the whole idea of self. And I don't want to break any hearts when I say this, Leo. All right. Is that a real thing? Is it a creation? Is it an invention? Right? There's nothing wrong with that. We're all doing that. We're all shaping our own mask, creating our own coats of armor to wear out there in the world. Just don't get that confused for who you really are. Okay? I feel like that's the message that wanted to come through today. Clear the past, heal the present. Okay? So we got some rejuvenating rain coming in. This is all going to be very, very cleansing. By the time you get through it, you're going to be very, very glad that you were able to make this change. All right. Let me know if this is resonating with you at all. Like the video if you did in fact like it. Subscribe if you want to see some more, and I'll see you guys again soon.